Good morning, Major and my friend. We are from Group 3, LIAISONS, and our assignment title is Relationship between Multinational Cooperation and Consumption, Industrialization, Inequality, and Technology. My name is Chua with metric number 272015. So for the first part is introduction. Next, what is a multinational corporation? A multinational corporation has facility and other assets in at least one country other than its home country. A multinational company generally has office and factory in a different country and a centralized head office where they coordinate global management. This company, also known as international, stateless or transnational corporate organization, tends to have budgets that exceed those of many small countries. How a multinational corporation works. Basically, a multinational corporation is an international corporation that derives at least a quarter of its revenue outside its home country. Many multinational enterprises are based in developed nations. Multinational advocates say that they create high-paying jobs and technologically advanced goods in countries that otherwise would not have access to such opportunity or goods. However, critics of these enterprises believe these corporations have undue political influence over governance, exploit developing nations, and create job loss in their own home country. Next, there are four types of multinational in the market. The first one is a decentralized corporation with a strong presence in its home country. The second type is a global centralized corporation that acquire cost advantage where cheap resources are available. There are also global companies that build on the parent corporation R&D and a transnational enterprise that use all these categories. The advantage of the multinational corporation are providing an inflow of capital. They also allow countries to purchase, import, and provide local employment. The disadvantages of the multinational corporation are they create higher environmental costs. Multinational corporations also import skilled labor from outside and encourage political corruption. That's all for my part. I would like to pass to my friend.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Nur Hisham bin Mustafa. My metric number is 263450, and today I would like to explain about relationship between multinational cooperation and consumption. To become a multinational corporation, a business must be large and must own a huge amount of assets, both physical and financial. Yet the socio-economic condition in developing countries may not be able to develop large-scale companies, and even impossible for these developing countries to produce quality product at low prices due to some constraint. Existence of MNC companies based in developing countries, high quality product at low prices can be directly provided. Hence, with the product offered by multinational corporation, the consumption of the country will increase as they get the good at low price and good quality. There are several factors that influence multinational cooperation to produce high-quality product at low prices. Firstly, MNC get lower production costs in their host country, especially in developing countries. Multinational corporation usually establish subsidiary company in developing country. This is due to abundant labor supply in this country as well as the low cost of raw materials. Job opportunity supplied by MNC firm established in this developing country improve their socio-economics. For instance, Reebok, Nike, and Levi's Strauss pay their workers at $39 a month in Indonesia. So it can help Indonesian to earn their own income as a result of which they receive. As a result, Indonesian purchasing power will indirectly be improved and the consumption will increase. Secondly, the reason why multinational corporations can produce their goods in high quality at a low cost because they use capital-intensive technology, especially in industrial sector. Capital-intensive technology refers to high-quality output that necessitate a larger capital investment, such as financial resources, sophisticated machinery, and sophisticated equipment. Because of the advanced equipment used in capital-intensive manufacturing, cost of production become lower. MNC are able to create high quality goods at lower cost. When a company can produce a product with a lower production cost, then they tend to market their product at lower prices too. As a result, consumption of MNC product will rise, particularly in developing countries. Multinational cooperation companies in developing countries will also indirectly eliminate local monopoly. Local monopolies are a situation where no other company in that country produce the same product. There are no substitute goods produced by other companies other than the company itself that produce them. This situation will cause the price of the good to become expensive. When a price is expensive, it will indirectly reduce the consumption of the goods. But after MNC companies open their subsidiaries in developing countries, it helps to end local monopoly by creating competition with the local companies. MNC compel domestic companies to improve their efficiency and quality. Thus, consumer will get high quality goods at low prices because of the variety of choices in the market offered. Therefore, the consumption of these goods will increase because there will no longer be monopolies practiced by local companies after the existence of MNC products that are more affordable. Consumption of MNC products will increase the country's GDP. This is because multinational companies will import sophisticated machines to produce large amount of output at low cost. When output increase, it will increase sale too, and indirectly cause consumption to increase and will increase gross domestic product (GDP). In addition, when a company produces product in large quantities, indirectly the corporate tax imposed will increase, which contribute to the increase in the country's GDP. MNC company will import a lot of goods from parent country because subsidiary countries cannot provide them. When there are a lot of import, then the tariff imposed will also increase and in turn will increase the country's GDP.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Norzilah Madi. My metric number 268130. Okay, today I would like to present my part, which is the relationship between the multinational corporation and industrialization. MNCS is a company that owns and controls creations offices in at least 2 countries. They deliver and distribute workforce and products across public boundaries, spread thought, ideas and innovation around the world, and also designs procedure on a worldwide scale. Such organizations have workplaces as well as crops in various countries and usually have a unified administrative center where they facilitate administrations around the world. Almost all major global companies are American, Japanese, or Western European, such as Nike, Coca-Cola, Walmart, AOL, Toshiba, Honda, and BMW. Since the investigation is about MNCs is industrialized countries, it is initially appropriate to describe the term or to capitalize on imaginable sources of disruption. Fundamentals for controlling assets and capabilities such as trying entry into the overseas business sectors have prompted some companies to participate in FDI and slow down or possibly become MNCs. The presence and training of MNCs is in non-industrial countries have been contentious in discussions about upgrading. According to the Borensen's Gregorial and Lee, 1988, government changed the MNC system because they have linked MNCs with constructive outcomes to financial turnover events and declining needs in their countries. Gradually, the purpose of attracting MNCs varies from country to country, and the impact of MNCs is generally unattractive. Nevertheless, financial and industrial development sparked a global world that empowered MNCs to transform into useful instruments for monetary development. The division of MNCs changes from one country to another. In certain countries, it is generally unimportant, while in other countries, it is only the main occupations. The positive case focuses on the net positive advantage of FDI. The negative cases that emerge from extremist scrutiny and dependence place attention on the adverse consequence of an unknown company. Developing remittance limits is crucial for non-industrialized countries if they are to take full advantage of global exchanges and the opening of the speculation. In this way, public authorities should strive to develop administrative systems that can assist neighborhoods and regions in designing and implementing dynamic strategies to build delivery intensity. Countries in East and Southeast Asia, which have used MNCs as a component of their fare arranging techniques, give clear evidence that MNCs can help deliver industrializations based on agricultural countries. Singapore adopted sufficient modern strategies to attract multinational companies and effectively monitor MNCs beneficially to augment indigenous industries. Singapore is profitable with rich assets and not close to a large monetary business sector. Strong credibility, supporting dynamic mechanics techniques, and as well established and good approach to MNCs empower them to profit with the efforts of MNCs. The positive employment can be questioned by individuals who guarantee that the net effect of MNC speculation is negative for countries. A large number of multinational companies have tested this positive perspective on MNC employment. Experts allege that many MNCs are abusing their modest jobs and many fixed assets in the industry. The Indonesian economy is exploding as a result of horrific direct extraordinary efforts where simple employment experiences a harsh day-to-day environment and illegal wages. MNCs negatively influence their employees, motivate them to worsen working conditions, pay lower compensation than in elective business, or extinguish specialist rights. Experts argue that MNC do not benefit non-industrial countries, make little commitment to the business, and they are undermine the vision of the neighborhood business by competing effectively with those in the nearby capital business sector by acquiring existing firms, using waste directors rather than preparing nearby residents, and by recruiting talented neighborhood workers.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Norzilah binti Ibrahim. My metric number 263913. Today I would like to present about multinational corporation and inequality. Okay, the concept of inequality in its different manifestation has been at the center of much of the contemporary discussion on the world economy during the last 2 decades. Indeed, for age, the root of inequality and the possibility solution in the continuation of inequality have occupied the imagination of some of world greater philosophers. According Cobring and Kaplinska, is about how economic globalization shaped the nature and the course of inequality. Globalization is defined as the increasing cross-border interdependence of market for commodity, service and capital market, and focus more on the role of multinational corporations in emerging countries with large informal sector. Meanwhile, MNC are crucial to globalization as they are among the most tangible factors shaping economic and cross-border interdependence. We argue that the most direct and strongest link between MNC and inequality is through the wages and job they provide. So I also explain two inequality that can be linked with the MNC, which are income inequality and territorial coverage inequality. Okay, the next income inequality in MNC. Okay, next is about income inequality in MNC. National income disparity refer to the distribution of total wage earning across a country workforce, including wages from employment, investment earning, and business revenue. The majority of existing inequality research has focused on the negative effect of inequality on human well-being and social functioning. Why MNC contribute to income inequality, wage difference based on credential, profession, or productivity level is an unavoidable result of wage differentiation. Wage setting as a critical tool and mechanism for enhancing employee incentive, motivation, and skill development. Therefore, such a variance are to be expected. According Davis and Cobb, business is one of the primary processes affecting social inequality because of its tight link with value production. And in the previous research on the relationship between income inequality and FDI has typically relied on aggregate investment data, which does not provide direct answer to the question of how income inequality may benefit or constrain an individual from expansion strategy. Although study on the influence of FDI on income inequality have been conducted, the results have been variable and often conflicting. Okay, the last point is about territorial coverage inequality in MNC. And last is about territorial coverage inequality in MNC. The multinational corporation can be considered as typical and style setting. This is because through its global activity and global strategy, it overcomes the restriction of the nation state and show the way to yet to be discovered form of political organization. And next point, the relationship between multinational and inequality in territorial coverage are specifically prone to conflict. On the other hand, states are wanting this business to operate in their territory, create jobs, generate export revenue, pay tax, and introduce modern technology. On the other hand, they frequently object to their autonomy and freedom of movement, where our nation state can only exercise sovereignty over a limited territory, whereas multinational corporation can be operate anywhere. And the last point, this inequality in territorial coverage give rise to the fear that multinational corporation will elude the regulatory intervention of the state and undermine in sovereign right. So that this fear is widespread in politics, countless political groups and institutions. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tan Chi Ming and my matrix number is 263025. So, I'm going to continue the presentation with the relationship between multinational corporation and technology. The way most industry work has been significantly influenced by digitalization. Because of technological advancements over the previous decade, Business may now function from locations they never imagined feasible and save vast amounts of money through various digital operations. The transfer of technology by multinational corporations MNCs in short form to developing nations result in economic changes and increased productivity. Developing countries, on the other hand, create useful knowledge and subsequent innovation. These mechanisms are effective for long-term growth and change in developing countries. So, what are the benefits? Firstly, multinational technology transfer improve a country's technical capacity through introducing new products, processes, or both, manufacturing new goods and services, and enhancing the quality of current ones might contribute to a developing country's technological capabilities being upgraded. Innovation may also lead to more competitive sectors, which it will generate income for developing countries. Developing nations aspire to acquire access to technology that they cannot create themselves by allowing multinational companies to invest within their borders. For enterprises in developing nation FDI can also result in indirect externalities. Secondly, multinationals technology transfer makes a difference in fostering long-term growth in underdeveloped nations. In the framework of sustainable development, technology collaboration is acknowledged as one of the most important instruments. Sustainable development may lead to the development of innovative solutions to the socio-economic difficulties that face emerging countries. Progress, economic growth, resource efficiency, and supporting a country's economy in overcoming poverty and environmental degradation are all part of sustainable development. MNCs provide mutually beneficial, ecologically clean, and cost-effective technology to developing countries. Some MNCs are pioneering environmentally process-oriented, low-polluting technologies exported to underdeveloped countries. Regardless of the importance of multinational corporations' contributions to technology transfer to developing countries, factors such as government, market economics, research and development, and infrastructure all influence technology transfer and dissemination. For example, government incentives such as subsidies and reduces taxes can encourage multinational corporations to transfer knowledge and lowering the technology costs. This reduction might aid in the development of the country's infrastructure and its research and development capacity. Due to the low transfer price, positive spillover might occur, and it will increasing the country's total production. To conclude my part, firms and countries' competitiveness is built based on technology and innovative skills. And because technology does not originate in a single nation, consistent economic growth is dependent on effective technology adoption through technology transfer, particularly in developing countries where technology transfer is a major driving force for economic development. Technology transfer is likely the most essential help that multinational firms provide to a host nation. That's all from my part. Thank you.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Suraya binti Abdul Rahman. My metric number is 262097. Today, I would like to conclude what my friends have presented just now. Okay, business firm can use a variety of policies to develop income in the age of globalization. Marketing a company's product to another, to different countries is one of the way or technique to generate income. A multinational corporation is a company that operates in its own country and other countries around the world. The main office or headquarters is determined to be responsible for the management and administration of all offices and factories in all existing countries. A company is only eligible to be considered as MSC if the operations are conducted in the base country and if the principal company invests directly in the base country. As we can see from presenting just now, it is clear that this multinational company has a common relationship with consumption, technology, inequality, and industrialization. Consumptions of MSC products will increase the country's GDP. This is because multinational companies will import sophisticated machines to produce large amounts of output at low cost. When output increase, it will increase sales too, and indirectly cause consumptions to increase and will increase the gross domestic product GDP. As for technology, the transfer of technology by multinational corporations to developing nations or country results in economic changes and increased productivity. Technology transfer is likely the most essential help that multinational firms provide to host nations. Despite the fact that the ability of MSC to influence development in general was a major issue in early international business research, attention to inequality has been uneven. The most direct and strongest link between MSC and inequality is through the wage and jobs they provide. Thus, there are two inequalities that can be linked with the MSC, which are income inequality and territorial coverage inequality. In terms of industrializations, it will undoubtedly increase if multinational corporations join a country and establish industries there. So that's all from me. Thank you.